My name is Jack Turner, and the day I inherited that land, I thought I was getting peace. 1,500 acres, a lake so wide you couldn't see the far edge clearly in the early morning fog, rolling hills, tree lines, and open ground that felt untouched by time. It was the kind of place people spend their whole lives looking for, and I got it all at once. What I didn't realize was that someone else had already started treating it like theirs. The property had belonged to a distant relative of mine. Quiet man, kept to himself, didn't deal much with the outside world. After he passed, everything transferred to me legally, clean and documented. No confusion, no shared ownership, no agreements at least. That's what I thought. About a week after I arrived to settle things in, I decided to explore the far side of the lake. It was the least familiar part of the land, and something about it had been bothering me ever since I saw the property map. There were markings, cleared areas that shouldn't have been there. So I drove out early one morning, following a rough trail that hadn't been used much recently. The closer I got to the lake's edge, the more obvious it became. This wasn't natural. Trees had been cut, ground leveled, path carved wide enough for construction vehicles, and then I saw it, a mansion, not small, not temporary, a full-scale structure, sitting right on the edge of the lake. Glass panels, stonework, framing already finished. It looked like something straight out of a luxury magazine. On my land, I stopped the truck and just stared at it for a moment, because there's a difference between seeing something unexpected and realizing someone thought they had the right to build it. I got out and walked because now we weren't talking about opinions, we were talking about facts. I didn't argue further. I didn't raise my voice. I just told her something simple. Construction stops today. She didn't like that. You don't have the authority to shut this down. I looked at her. I'm the owner. That's the only authority that matters. She turned to the workers. Continue. None of them moved, because even they knew something was off. That's when I made the call. Right there in front of her. County office. Property verification. Inspection request. Everything official. Because I wasn't going to debate something that paperwork could prove. Within days, inspectors arrived, survey teams followed. They brought out equipment, markers, documents, measured everything precisely, and when they finished, there was no confusion left. The entire structure sat fully on my land, not near the boundary, not partially across it, fully inside it, which meant one thing: everything built there was unauthorized. The reaction from the HOA was immediate. Denial at first, then delay, then attempts to negotiate, but none of it changed the facts, because when ownership is clear, there's nothing to negotiate. The case went to court, and when it did, every detail came out. Construction contracts, payments, permits filed under incorrect claims, all tied back to one decision. Karen's, she had approved the project, pushed it forward, and ignored the one thing that mattered: the actual boundary. The judge didn't take long. The ruling was direct. The structure had to be removed completely, at the HOA's expense, and the land restored, exactly as it was before construction began. The cost was enormous, far more than the build itself, because tearing something down properly costs more than putting it up. Demolition started within weeks. I watched from a distance the first day, machines tearing into walls, glass coming down, stone breaking apart, everything they built, falling piece by piece, like it was never meant to stand there, because it wasn't. The process took time, careful removal, land restoration, replanting, returning everything to its natural state. And when it was finally done, it looked like nothing had ever been there. Just open land, lake waters stretching out calmly, quiet, untouched, as it should have been from the beginning. The HOA took a massive hit. Financially, legally, reputationally, they had overreached and paid for it. Karen stepped down shortly after the ruling. No announcement, no explanation, just gone. Same as always. Because when everything falls apart, there's nothing left to hold on to. Now, I walk that same part of the land sometimes, stand near the lake, look out across the water, and it's peaceful again, like it was meant to be. But I remember what stood there. Because the day Karen built that mansion on my land, she believed something that wasn't true. She believed that plans were enough, that confidence was enough, that authority could be claimed. But what she forgot was simple. If the land isn't yours, nothing you build on it will ever be.